Good afternoon, and welcome to the kickoff of Central Dauphin Rams football coverage here on Linglestown Gazette. I'm your independent journalist, Bill Bostic, with Coach Glen McNamee. Glen, finally today comes first day of practice. How did the morning session go for you?
It went really well. The kids were extremely excited, which was expected because in the sport of football, you literally have to wait until today by rule. Other sports, they get to play their sport throughout the year. We had to wait till today. Kids were appropriately excited. I'm looking forward to seeing the film, but I did like the spirit today.
Okay, and I know from our brief talk on Friday, these kids go through a lot of training throughout the year, and also some off-the-field public service. Just a word about that. This really is the kickoff of formal practice, but
Right.
a lot is going into this.
Yeah, absolutely. We are very proud of what we do in the offseason. So proud of our kids for how much time they put into it. It's a very rigorous training schedule that a lot of them really do buy into.
Okay.
Talking about winter, spring, and then even in the summer. Probably surprised a lot of people how much they put into it. And then, of course, community service is something that's very, very important to us. We believe that it helps them to understand the importance and value of helping others. It's also some good team building stuff. This year we did over 50 events for a combined close to 1,300 hours of community service. Really, really proud of our kids, especially when you watch them doing it in action. Really neat group of kids.
And the last thing on prep, you mentioned they do it year-round. It's getting to be more and more a specialized thing. What are some of the things they do athletically to get ready for today?
Yeah, we literally get started the Monday after our final game the previous year. So last November, at the end of November, we started and kicked off this journey inside our weight room. There's a lot of time spent in our weight room, Speed's Place, named after the legendary trainer Speed Ebersol. We love that facility. We're so blessed to have it, not only the size of it, but the way it's laid out and the equipment that we have. And that includes both lifting weights and also running and conditioning. We try to make it comprehensive. And of course, the flip side of that is it requires a lot of time on the kids' part and coaches' part to have that comprehensive. So it's not just lifting, it's not just speed and agility, it's all of it in totality.
Yeah, maybe sometime we can take a look at that facility and get a close-up of that.
Sure.
The last thing I want to check with you on, this team is in transition. How many players moved on from high school play?
We had 30 seniors last year, and we had 21 starters from last year's team that are not back. So we're going to have a lot of new faces. We're going to have a lot of kids that next Friday night at Susquehanna Township is going to be their first varsity action. So that gave us an additional sense of urgency. There's always a sense of urgency in your workouts and in practice, but I think that makes it a little bit more so this year.
And now that you said that, I mean, I think you have a program set up that actually goes all the way back to midgets. And so that whenever you do have these transitions, the kids know the system.
Yeah, that absolutely is something that helps a lot. Midgets, freshmen, JV, varsity, we're aligned not only in our schemes, but more importantly in our belief system and our philosophy, teaching it throughout each level. That's where hopefully that comes to fruition and really shines in a year where, like I said, we lost so many players from last year.
Yeah, I'm going to be learning this team as I go along. I've been aware of the team, but never really followed it, so I'm going to be in a learning pattern. But you did indicate, where I want to go with this. I've lost my train of thought. How about that?
I do it all the time.
So let's just wrap it up.
That's the beauty of editing.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You take what you get. You take what you get. I appreciate you taking the time. And,
anytime. We really appreciate your coverage. We really appreciate your interest in our program. With all the players and parents and coaches involved, we really are proud of what we have. So thank you very much for shining a light on it.
Sure, and I did remember the last question. And that is, I took a look at the players that the Patriot News profiled. None of the State D players, certainly with all that turnover, you wouldn't expect it. But what are your expectations for the season? Here starting the season out in the first practice.
The key word there was team. The strength of us this year is not any one kid or any one particular unit. It's going to be the strength of the team. And our sum is going to have to be greater than its individual parts. But that's the beauty of it. That's why you work so hard together all off season, during the year, because I think one of the greatest and most gratifying things about a team sport is when the sum is greater than its individual parts. That's something that everybody can take away from it, feeling proud and never have any regrets. And that's what we're going to have to do this year. We're going to have to find a way to add those special magic ingredients where the sum becomes greater than those individual parts.
All right, well said. And looking forward to the season, Coach.